Alright, so it's pretty late right now, and I should be going to bed. But instead, I'm going to play some D2. Because I've got an idea how I can play the Barbarian completely wrong. So welcome to episode 3. So episode 3 is going to be looking at the Barbarian, obviously. And what are Barbarians famous for? Well, melee. They jump in the mix, they got plenty of life, sword or an axe or something, and they just... it's shit. Well, guess what? We're going to do that. But we're only going to do it with caster equipment. So we can only use, for the duration of this playthrough, staff or a wand. What could go wrong? If you're not familiar with how this is going to work, because you haven't seen episode 1 and 2, first of all, go and do that. Not now though, you're already here. What we're going to do is we're going to play through using the starting equipment that I have until a wand or a staff drops. And when that item drops, that is literally the only kinds of item that I can use from that point until as far as I can get with the build. And I try and take the build as far as I possibly can, ideally all the way through hell, but we'll see whether that comes to fruition. Basically, the idea is to just push as far as we can go. Then after the run, we're going to go and we're going to throw a whole bunch of awesome GG gear on, and we're going to see how far we can push that build to hopefully make it completely playable in a Players 8 setting so that it would be considered an off-meta build. So with all that being said, let's grab our character. What should we call our character? Well, I want this character to be like a melee Merlin. So I could join those together, but then it's just Melon. Nowhere near as cool as it should be. Maybe we'll just call him Merlin. No. We'll call him Merle. Alright, Merle's in the game. So currently Merle obviously has an axe, and he will only have that axe until a wand or a staff drops. We've done all the preamble, let's get into it. I'll check back in a second. Alright, so I've just had a crude eagle orb drop, which is technically caster equipment, but it's sorceress only. Like, thank you that it's sorceress only. Because otherwise I would be stuck using that. But it's early days. I'm only level 3. Kick on. Okay, here it is. It's finally dropped. It's taken a while. I'm currently level 8 and I'm running tower. Superior short staff. So we need to give up the club and 1 to 6. Oh. Oh, yeah, we're back down to players 1. Oh no. I just found this. Now my mind's running on what socket rune words there are that could give me some extra damage. I'm currently using this, which I was going to put a leaf in, and leaf gives 5 to 30 fire damage, I believe, which will be a huge boost for me. Once I get that, I might even be able to boost players count back up. But now I've found a 3 socket. Alice? Maybe? Look that up. Find out there's something better than leaf. I could... Currently only level 16, so I can't wear a leaf yet. But I did farm tower to get the runes. Oh, ridiculous. I actually love just smacking them in the face with the staff. I find it so comical. There was a small section earlier when I was using a wand, and that was also hilarious to me. It was like I was an angry Harry Potter just like bashing these people in the face with a wand. Oh, so good. surprisingly easy. I really thought that was going to be harder than that. Alright, the timely update is the fact that I am currently using the Roderick Staff as the weapon. Look at it all pretty there. And it has a very fast attack speed, which is highly unusual. Alright boys, it's a sad day. Have to give up the staff. Grip attack speed. Alright. Farewell, good staff. Yeah. Ooh, and a star. 4 to 12? No. Alright, so I had an absolute shit show with a bunch of Bloodlords here before. But we're in the clear now, so we're about to go kill Mephisto, and we'll see how we go with that. Really should have bought some potions while I was in town, but see how long we can hold off. Okay. Time to go. War Staff. Now that's exciting. Let's check that out. 12 to 28 and socketed twice with some lightning damage. Oh, this is it. This is going to help. Oh, I was getting worried. This is 100% gonna help. We can socket this with some rowels. We can probably put 2 rowels in. That'll give us 10 to 60 on top of that. Ooh, yeah, we're cooking now. This is it. Alright, good people, so I have just hit the Chaos Sanctuary, and I thought this would be an ideal time for me to do a quick recap of how my character is looking at the moment. So very shortly I'm going to be running through here and working my way through to Diablo, but in the meantime, I am level 28, and you can see my stat allocation over here. So I have put 80 into Strength, 55 into Dex, 75 into Vitality, and I did put 5 into Energy, just as a bit of quality of life. At some point, I'm probably going to need to put a little bit more into Dex, because my attack rating at this point is okay, but it will start to deteriorate pretty quickly from this point. Over here in my skills, I have worked my way down to here to Concentrate, because that is the main attack that I'm using at the moment, but I will eventually work my way down to Berserk. In terms of combat masteries, I have put the 1-point wonders down here, and I will take natural resistance when available. I am stacking Mace Mastery, because Mace Mastery does grant the benefit of staves, so I am getting all of the bonuses from that, which is very nice for me. So I need all the help I can get with using these weapons. In terms of war cries, I'm obviously working my way down here, and I've started putting a few points into battle orders. Now let's have a look at our gear. So over here in our gear, I have some charms, and none of these are very nice, but they are doing the job for now. Eventually I will sell these, because eventually they'll become useless. I have a bunch of res on my equipment. A lot of my equipment is not that great, but it is definitely doing the job, and this staff that I found is really carrying us. So I did put the 2 rowels in there, which is giving us some nice fire damage. I've got some poison and lightning res on the gloves, some poison length reduced. I've got some fire res, some more poison length reduced, and lightning res. These boots are amazing. If it had something else on there, ideally like faster run walk, I would probably never change them. Over here with our amulet's looking pretty average at the moment, but it's the best that I have. I'm still utilizing a stealth. At some point I will probably, if I last that long, put a smoke here. And I'm currently using this circlet, which is giving me not a whole lot of much, but it is giving me 9 to 24 cold damage and a little bit of damage to demons. That's basically it. And I can see in the near future that this will get replaced with something else. Over on swap, I have my telestaff, and that is how we are looking. So if I run up here, I will show you how we are attacking. So I can do something like that, and we get pretty much 1 or 2 hits to be able to kill most things. So we're looking pretty good. And this also has potential for me to use with very fast attack speed, life stolen per hit, and that 6 to 27 cold damage. It's quite nice. Running around smacking people with wands is so hilarious. So maybe at some point I'll try that out. Don't go down there. Dumb bitch. Shoot him. Rise up. Over here. That's it. Nice. Good mercenary. I feel much stronger after cheesing these guys. We're gonna go around there and finish him, but you're doing such a good job. I don't want to ruin it. Oh, Riser, you can do it. Oh, Riser. Well done. Just die! Damn. No stuff. Gruelingly shit battle. Alright, so I've been putting a pace on this, and we have run down to Endariel. I have only gone up 1 and a bit levels. I've kind of just been speed running through this. So we have been moving. So we're going to see how we go against Andy. I'm going to chug a whole bunch of antidote potions and just try and see how we go. But I'm assuming that it's going to be a little bit miserable. But I think we can get it done. went about as expected. Really hoping for some sort of staff drop. Okay, so whilst I have been running through Act 2, I have found myself a white circlet, and I'm going to try my luck with chassis here to try and get something better than what I have, because old Merle here is in dire need of some improvements. So fingers crossed we get something with some damage and maybe some faster run walk and some skills and like some sort of godly helm. This is generally how I like to use my imbue quests. I generally use coronets and diadems. I don't normally do circlets, but desperate times call for desperate measures, so let's see how we go. Alright, so that does absolutely nothing for me, and is a real shame. Alright, so I just had a hell of a time with Summoner. He was kind of surrounded by a whole bunch of elites, and him with his amp damage, it just sort of caused a little bit of a problem. The fact that I haven't found a new weapon since normal Mephisto is starting to really show and pose a problem. The Concentrate is helping and the Mace Mastery is helping, which is bringing us up to this 84 to 247. But our attack rating is slowly starting to really suffer, as I started to suspect it would. So we're only on 55% chance on our normal and only on 62 with Concentrate. That's starting to become a problem where I'm missing a lot. I have doubts whether Duriel's actually going to be able to be done. So, I mean, obviously we're going to give it a go, but his Holy Freeze is going to pose a problem that's going to be really, really hard to get past. So, we'll see how we go, but I don't have my hopes high for this one. Right, so I'm about to go in and try my luck with Duriel. I've downed a whole pile of pouring potions, but I really think this one's going to be rough. So fingers crossed that we can get this done. I did find a 4-socket battle staff earlier, so worst comes to worst, I can go back to tower and try and get a soul rune so I can make an insight staff, which may be maybe what has to happen. I don't really want to be here for half an hour doing this. I mean, I've made that much of a dent on his life. I don't have a whole lot of money to revive the Merc over and over either. Yeah. Doesn't it? But the problem is that this is a very slow attack speed weapon, and with the freeze, it's just so difficult. Yeah. Alright. Let's go to the tower and run tower a few times.
One eternity later.
It's better be worth it. I'm unsure how many runs it actually took or how long in total it took, but I did go up 2 levels in total doing that. I am almost halfway to level 40 at this stage. So I'm hoping that this is worth it and that this will help carry me through. And if I can get up to Forge and get a Co, with the insight and a hustle, which I have a base ready for here as well, I think that will be enough to get me through the rest of Nightmare and at least a fair chunk into Hell as well. So that's what we're hoping for. So let's see how this rolls. We need a Ral, need a Deer, need a Tal. So we're gonna go level 17 on the meditation, which isn't really what we need. 232 on the enhanced damage. And this does actually go up to 250, or is it 260? Might be 260 on the enhanced damage. And the bonus to attack rating also goes up to 250. And the critical strike goes up to 6. So damage is kind of mid, attack rating is low, critical strike is low, the meditation is max. So kind of got the thing we don't need, which sucks. But let's see how this compares in our damage here. So we've got 51 to 234, bringing us... yeah, okay. Now we're cooking. Alright. Duriel, you're going down. Even with the inside, it's miserable. No! No! Leave her alone! Come here. So close. Oh. Hannon's getting some good target practice on this pole here. Right, he's down. I don't think you helped at all, shooting this pole the entire time. Listen, this is the deal. The novelty of this is quickly wearing off. So, the deal is this. I'm going to run Forge, and if a code drops, I make a hustle, we do Hell. The code doesn't drop, I'm calling it here, and we'll load him up with some GG gear and we'll have some real fun. Let's see how we go. Fingers crossed we get something good here. Spectral hit and might is nasty. No potions. Come on. Come on. No. Yes. Right, so I died a miserable amount trying to get to here, but I don't even care. We're gonna just hit it. And we got a Dole rune, which is completely useless for us. So useless, in fact, that that's it. We're calling it there. I don't even need it. So there you have it. The run ends here. Probably for the best, because I did die like I think 7 times or something like that trying to clear that Hellforge area. So let's see what this build can really do and load him up. Well, let me introduce you to Merv, Merle's big brother, who, let me tell you, is completely stacked. So I can't wait to show you this build because it is amazing. So our boy here is doing 8.5 to 10k damage without the Fanat yet. So when we come out to our gameplay and we get some Fanat, we are doing 9.5 to 11k damage. We are hitting 95% of the time. We are pretty well absolutely stacked on this character. Our resistances are looking great, and all around this build is a bunch of fun and performs so much better than I thought it would. I did go through a whole bunch of iterations. Obviously tried things like Rib Cracker, and I even tried a Hand of Justice, obviously the insight that was in the game. Right, but the one that I have settled on is actually a Breath of the Dying in an Ethereal Archon staff. It is giving us that plus 400% enhanced damage with a plus 60 increased attack speed, which is absolutely huge. Alright, and in terms of our helm, I'm just using an Aret's Face. It is currently socketed with a 4015, but basically that's not that important. You can socket that with anything that you like. Enigma, just to like get us around with some teleport. I'm using the Artmers to give us a bit of the old amp damage when we're hitting. I've got a Stone of Jordan, I have Gauze, I have String of Ears. I'm using a Raven and Laying of Hands with a whole bunch of different charms here because my skills are sort of all across the board and I didn't want to just all in on one thing, so I sort of varied it up using all of them. With a Torch and an Annie. On swap, I have a Demon Limb. This is for our enchant. And you can probably guess that our mercenary is using a Faith, a Fortitude, and an Andes. So when we come over here, we are going to be enchanting us. We're going to be enchanting our Merc. We are going to come out to the River of Flame, and we are now doing, with the enchant, we're now doing 9,700 to 12k damage. So our cast speed is not amazing, but it gets the job done. And you can see that our boy here just jumps in the mix and goes completely ham. Alright, how do we stack up against some uniques? Couple of hits like that, dead. I mean, kinda ridiculous, right? You can see how ridiculous this build actually is and how much he is just making a complete mockery of Chaos Sanctuary, looking like that. Now, obviously this is in Players 1, so let's jump over to Players 8 and see how we can pair. Alright, so this is our boy in Players 8, and you can see that even in Players 8, it takes a couple of hits, but we are still absolutely destroying So yes, we are in Players 8 at the moment, and of course, we have someone who is physical immune, and just like that, he is down. There you go. That even surprised me a little bit. That's probably because this is our Berserk is giving us magic damage. Jump over here, you can see that this is giving us 825% magic damage. So even though Infector was physical immune, he went down like it was nothing. So now we have a play as 8 Diablo, and we're going to see how we go here. Alright, so play as 8 Diablo, goes down, and he drops Staff, which is something that I could have used earlier, but never mind. Alright, let's go over to the old trusted Eldritch in Shen. So we are play as 18 here. And just like that, down. I realized I didn't go through my skills before, so we'll just do that quickly. So I have the 1 points coming down here to 1 point in battle command. I have 20 into battle orders because battle orders is a synergy of concentrate and of berserk, which are my two main skills that I am using. I tend to use concentrate in most battle situations and berserk for bosses, but you can interchange those as you wish, and then we just have some 1 points down here. I did have 1 point into Leap for a little bit of maneuverability, but we're currently wearing Enigma, so we don't actually need that. But if you take the Enigma off, 1 point in Leap there is actually a little bit helpful to sort of jump over the river and stuff to get to Chaos quickly. And in terms of our masteries, we just have the 1 points down here. I did put the remaining points left over into Natural Resistance, and I have maxed out Mace Mastery because it counts as our stars, as we have figured out earlier. All right, so that is it. That is a melee barbarian using only caster equipment who has just annihilated players 8. So I hope you like this video, and I'll see you in the next one.